Gemini, welcome to your in-depth reading for yours and theirs. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Let's jump on into it, yeah? Show me what I need to see, please, for Gemini. In their person. Show me Gemini in their person. Show me Gemini in their person. Show me Gemini. What's going on, please, for my Gemini collective? Show me Gemini. Show me Gemini. Very anxious to see what happens this evening. I got slammed with about 6 various warnings from my local community authority that apparently Austin has some intense thunderstorms, possibly hail, possibly even tornadoes this evening. So, oh boy. And you wouldn't know it because right now it's actually quite sunny. There's, yeah, the humidity's high, but oh my goodness, it's, you wouldn't know it, but apparently it's coming. Storms, honey. Yeah, I'm waiting for that too. Oh, honey. Okay, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better. You'll feel better. And in fact, you're actually expecting to. I don't know why, but you kind of expect it from yourself to feel better. It's almost like you're waiting. It's like you're waiting. I'm waiting to feel better. Now, I don't know what's hurting you. I don't know what's upsetting your heart, but you have some 5 of Cups in here, some sadness, regret, some pain. And you're looking outward upon the world, looking at yourself. You want to resolve this. You want to feel better. And I hope that you will. That King of Wands. I don't know where that energy is going, but it's nice to see that kind of turnaround for you. Okay. So hopefully that sadness won't be with you too much longer as we gain confidence in our energy and we can put it to more productive, positive use. Okay? Let's see if there's anyone there surrounding you. Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles. I got someone around you who suggests that, okay, I'd like to put something into this. I don't know if this is a brand new opportunity in work. Could very well be. May not be a love thing at all. Let's keep going. But someone who says, yeah, I'd like to put something into this. I'd like to work something out. I've been thinking about it specifically. I've been feeling about it with the 7 of Cups. And I could put some quality work into this. Could do. The both of us. I'd like to, is what they're saying. Let's see if there's any shared here. 8 of Swords, a lot of confusion. Knight of Cups about the expression. There was confusion here, overthinking, about how we were expressing ourselves to someone else. You to them, they to you. Perhaps a little bit of both. But it's looking like we want, at least upon initial baseline reading here, that we would like to open up the lines of communication with somebody and get some gains. Okay, positive gains. Positive expression. Well, we'll clarify, of course. There is some feeling in here that feels natural to someone with that Knight of Cups. Okay, this is our emotional energy. It's coming across more as vulnerable, but we'll see. And then the 8 of Wands, of course, classically is communication with intention. So what precedes all that is a mess of thoughts. This is messy. It's hard to communicate our vulnerability. It's hard to communicate our emotionality. Again, you, they, the both of you. It is technically shared, although sometimes, yes, I can see energies branch off specifically designated to one person. But for the most part, I see that you hurt, and it's looking like your energy is picking up. Someone is showing an invested interest here, in an almost real sense, that they have the means and the tools, the ability to work through something with you, and that they want to. And it's looking like it might well happen. Communication, I don't know if it's come through yet. We will see. Let's see that overview. Knight of Swords. Something's happening. So as we know, that sword, it's not just thoughts, communication as well as action. He has that designation of action as well. Let's see what's cooking. Let's see what's brewing. Hey, good looking. Tell me what's cooking. What's going on, please? Show me what I need to see, please, for Gemini. What's going on? Show me that Knight of Swords. Show me that Knight of Swords. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Nine of Cups. 3 of Pentacles. Death. Let me know, first of all, if you're connecting to Scorpio. You might have some Scorpio in your chart. Okay. It looks like we're reacting to something we thought was dead. Okay, that's the long and short of it. It looks like we're reacting to something, a situation where there was no cooperation, collaboration. I can't work on things with you. It looks like whatever last meets that criteria. And again, it could be a work thing as well. They're showing me heavy pentacle energy. We'll see. Where there couldn't be cooperation, I can't work with you. I can't work with you. I can't work with you. And something got shut down. Okay, could be friend, again, it could be anyone who you share that kind of energy with, where there was cooperation, there suddenly was none, and it's looking like communication was the main issue here. Okay, and it feels like there's some activity kicking around and it's happening now. So I don't quite know what that is, but it does look like to some extent that it pleases you a bit. That it pleases you a bit. And it's kind of like, okay, this is on my radar now. Well, I didn't see that coming, but it's here now. And let's do something about it. So what that something looks like, I don't know. But it's very perfunctory, very straightforward. Well, this was a no-go. This stopped, whatever this is. And now we have some energy being generated around it. It's interesting that Nine of Cups reaction is interesting. Somebody feels pleased. Somebody feels pleased. Where there was no progress, it looks like there's something to work towards now, or there's some sort of movement where there was none. And where somebody's pleased by this, and I'm going to go ahead and default it is you. It is your reading after all, but like I said, reverse energies as it applies, and if I didn't say that, take what resonates, leave it does not. Reverse energies as it applies, more so with yours and theirs. Okay, let's jump on over to your side. Show me that Two of Wands, please. Show me that Two of Wands. Show me the Two of Wands, please. Show me that Two of Wands. Show me that Two of Wands, please, for Gemini. Show me that Two of Wands. What's going on? The High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. It's interesting. You had this feeling in you, even if you couldn't really identify it. But intuitively you felt that while there was some waiting here, eventually there would be some movement. You didn't know what it looked like. You say that. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I feel like there might be something here I need to be working with relatively soon. And they showed me that Six of Pentacles as well. So you both kind of reflected upon, okay, some sort of pre-existing energy where you two have balanced before. And intuitively you felt it could be reconstructed, or intuitively you felt that eventually it was going to present itself in a way where you could start working with it again. Something like that. It's, apologize for the vagueness, let's keep going. But yeah, it's like, I can't quite see why I'm feeling like this, but it feels eventual, that there's going to be, eventually something's going to come to me where I feel like some activity needs to be put into it. And I don't necessarily know what it looks like, but it looks like I can address it or readdress it. It has some feasibility here. Show me that Five of Cups, please. Show me that Five of Cups. Show me that Five of Cups. What's going on? Show me that Five of Cups, please. What's going on? King of Swords, Temperance, the Star. Okay, okay. Well, that's nice of you. It is. Through the pain of it all. And there is pain here. And through the disappointment. And what might have felt like the mismanagement of cups. You actually know intellectually, and a part of you instinctively with your intuition, deeply desires to heal this. Actually, you're showing me a lot of determination to do that. So that's lovely. It's really nice, actually. And there you are. I'm saying this as determination. I can work through this. And I want to. Very strong desire here. Hopes and dreams. We heal this. Temperance. Reconcile the waters. with whomever they were spilt out with. Okay? With whoever caused the grievance within you. That's who you're showing me. Show me that King of Wands, please. We have Sag as well as Aquarius. Not that that's important. And I said Scorpio. Show me that King of Wands, and I see your energy picking up and that determination, that because it feels right to you. Whether or not you allow the feeling to pass through you and make good on it, that's, well, that's altogether a different thing. Spiritually, I know that's kind of what's in your higher self. But what we as humans do are two different things. But yeah, I see it's available to you. I do. Show me that King of Wands, please. The Four of Cups, there's that disappointment. The Page of Wands, you're opening yourself up to whatever this communication here. Not once, but twice. In that effort to kind of feel better, because a part of you lingers in that sense of disappointment. It is starting to alleviate. So we went from a 5 to a 4. And when it comes to the spilled cups, honey, and disappointment, that's a good reversal. Okay, we want to go backwards like that, trust me. So the Four of Cups, the Page of Wands, that sense of sadness is starting to ease up on you. Okay, as we open up the lines of communication and we kind of look forward to it. We're a little bit curious, nothing crazy. But I do know this, the effect on you makes you feel resplendent. It really does. It increases your sense of confidence and that, okay, I can talk, we can talk, I can talk. So it's like you are literally, as you allow this energy to pass through you and out into reality, okay, as you allow yourself to invest through healing, as you allow yourself to invest through your hopes and desires, it shows in the real world. So big energy being executed in a manageable way that says, I'm feeling better about this. I'm sorry, it's so vague. I'm sure I'll get details. It just means it's applying to many of you at the same time, that's all. So the details are to each his own or her own. But I like that. I like that. I like how you feel better. And your sense of sadness is starting to alleviate when you increase communication with this person. Because again, when we allow ourselves to act through our higher energy, our higher self, it shows in the real world. And that's always a beautiful thing. What speaks to you authentically, spiritually, and emotionally, allow it to happen with determination. I know it's not easy for you because I can tell whatever this is hurts you. But you seem to be open to resolving that hurt, and in so doing and keeping yourself open to resolving the hurt, it shows in the real world. It's nice, really. And intuitively you felt something coming back through. And it was going to take some activity. You couldn't define it, though. That's what's interesting. You said you couldn't define it, but you felt it. All right. Let's see this person. So they got a whopping Ace of Pentacles on them, don't they? So, that's great. But here's what's funny about that Ace of Pentacles. It's as big as we make it out to be. So if it's really, 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 really hard for someone to come forward, okay, the bigger that Ace of Pentacles gets. The more it means something to somebody, again, the bigger it gets. So it may not be great fortune, as in, ooh, Gemini, I'm going to offer you $1 million. The Ace of Pentacles is as big as it means to us as individuals. So I want to see what the Ace of Pentacles means to them, because they're showing me an effort and constructive efforts that are real and viable. So show me that Ace of Pentacles, please. For this person, show me that Ace of Pentacles, show me that Ace of Pentacles. In other words, it looks legit. Let's take a look. Show me that Ace of Pentacles, please. Show me that Ace of Pentacles. What's going on? Because if it's not legit, I want you to know. Show me that Ace of Pentacles, please. Four of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Okay. So they understand here, they're reflecting upon a breakage that they've been holding on to and looking at, contemplating with. Okay. I don't think it's direct contemplation with you. It was, I think, them reflecting outwards why they were holding on to the break. Okay. And Ace of Pentacles suggests, okay, I can do something about it. It doesn't feel good to them either. That's all I got, really. Whatever happened between you two, they've held on to it, and they've been trying to work through it actively, to their credit, with the Two of Wands. This is active decision-making as opposed to passive. So that's good. They held on to it for a minute, though. It took them a minute. But they're looking at that break and that Five of Pentacles. They're contemplating on it. Why do I hold on to it? Why have I held on to this? Why am I still thinking about it? Why is it still with me? And then Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So I tell you what, when this person knows something, they know something. So it's Ace of Pentacles. So it's looking like there's some sort of gesture coming from this person that is in recognition of whatever breakage there was between you and them. Again, what that gesture looks like in reality, I don't know. But it's in direct reflection of, I understand this is what happened. Here is some sort of means for interest of repair. Some sort of gift. Some sort of recognition that in their eyes says, no, no, no. I want to give this, or something like that. I don't quite know how to pin it. But you would. I mean, if you're on the receiving end of it, you would know. And it comes from a good place. And it looks like, again, it's an active contemplation of why they held on to this break. In other words, they weren't done with it. Let's see what they discovered there in that Seven of Cups. There's a bit of discovery here on the emotional level. Let's see what they learned. See that Seven of Cups, please? Show me that Seven of Cups. Show me this person's feelings. Show me this person's feelings. Show me that Seven of Cups, please. Show me that Seven of Cups, please. Knights of Swords, the Emperor, the Knights of Pentacles. Yeah, I said it took them a minute. But they're telling me two things. It takes me a minute because I want it to be sincere. But also, when I decide, I decide. So, they have that kind of standing in their power. I've closely examined my feelings on this subject. I looked at the break. I understand now why I held on to it, and now I'm doing something about it. That's all they're telling me. That's it. I don't know. You know this person better than I do, but I tell you what, they take time out to clearly discern their feelings, while realistically they've held on to the energy with you. And it's like, okay, I have looked at this in detail. I understand my feelings now. I understand what happened. I understand the break. I'm going to move now. So that's what they did. They get a lot of slow contemplation energy surrounding them. But I tell you what, when they make up their mind, they make up their mind. And so they did. Could be connecting to Aries. It doesn't have to be. And it's slow, but they say once I know what I'm doing, I go. And there you go. It's a kind of a strong-willed energy, and they tend to take action towards that which they feel is correct. It just takes them a minute to understand if it's correct for them. But it's something that they feel that they had to do, and that it comes from a good place. It really, you know, if it was a complete butthead, I'd tell you. I don't want you to waste your time. And also, P.S., you're a Gemini who's telling me that you actually would very much like this. So if any of this offends you, that's just not the Gemini I'm talking to today. Okay? The Gemini I'm talking to, when they get past the pain, they understand they actually want this. The desire to heal. Very much so. And they even start to feel better when they open up those communications. Actually, they feel pretty darn good. Okay? That's it. That's what I got. I'm digging, honey. I'm digging, but it's actually very simple. Which for you, no, wait, back here. Wait, loop-de-loop. Okay, wait. That's what I usually get with you, and I'm not complaining. I love my Geminis. I'm waiting for the complexity to kick in to the point where I'm like, ah. That's it. That's all. I'm waiting for that complexity, Gemini, but actually it's not. You're actually incredibly straightforward with your energy, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. I think a lot of key elements about you are in place. That this feels good to you, that it feels right by you. And if you allow yourself to exist through that energy, it feels good. It does feel good. Excuse me. Show me that Six of Pentacles. Show me that Six of Pentacles. Show me that Six of Pentacles. Show me that Six of Pentacles, please. I think I'm going to see the real shenanigans right here. Show me that Six of Pentacles, please. The High Priestess, they're intuitive as well. Page of Cups. They made... Ooh! They have a determination just like you do, honey. It's your two's determinations aren't that far off, if I'm being honest with you. You both have a very similar mindset. I'm telling you, once this person knows, they know. They just know. And yeah, they take their time, but it's also kind of like, I need to be able to stand by my decisions as Emperor. If I do this, whatever that is, whatever that Ace of Pentacles is that it looks like you're on the receiving end of, once they say they've decided, that's exactly what they mean. That doesn't mean you have to receive it, but again, the Gemini I'm looking at says you want to. In fact, it makes you feel kind of good. So, they just pulled for me that Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles for you. Intuition. Intuition. You felt something coming in, didn't you? Even if you couldn't see it. Or what it would entail, specifically with that Two of Pentacles. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I just know it involves them. That's it. That's it. And here's the thing. Here's where their intuition kicks in. They came to the conclusion, so their mind is working with their intuition. Again, those two should be side by side, not enemies. Right? We should use our intelligence as well as our intuition to tell us what to do on an informative level as well as a feeling level. They are not enemies. And I'm so sick of looking at tarot readers who are like, you're using your mind too much, use your feelings. And then they turn right around and then they tell you, you're using your feelings too much, you need to use your mind. How about both? How about both? Wait, I know you understand that. You're like a hybrid car. Okay. Gemini is like a hybrid car. I don't know if that's flattering or not, but I think you understand, right? You can switch from gas to electric. You are, honey. You are a complex machine. God bless you. Oh, bless you. You are a complex machine, Gemini is. And I admire that very much about your spirit. I really do. So anyway, their determination says it feels right. It feels right. My heart space is a little open towards this. I'd like to balance. Now, what that looks like, I don't know. I'm not promising you. If you have Aquarius in your chart, check theirs out. It's similar. Very similar vibe. Very similar vibe. They had some details on it that are not like yours at all, but still. Again, it's like I intuitively feel it's correct to open my heart space up towards the interest of balancing. Would you like to join me there? So it's coming again from a sincere place, but I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you the stars, honey. I can't make any promises or guarantees. It's looking like it's just enough to get some activity generated that's positive between you. So let's take that, excuse me, for what it is right now. Okay, not what it isn't. Take it for what it is, not for what it isn't. Well, it's nice. It's nice. It is nice. And it is sincere. This was interesting. I would actually like to pick this apart a bit more. But let's go ahead and take a look at that shared real quick. Let's see that Eight of Swords. Blindness, overthinking. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what to think about this. I don't want to. Shut it down. Eight of Swords. Show me that Eight of Swords, please. Show me that Eight of Swords. It's interesting. Okay. All right, you got it. I do think I'm going to have to pull from this guy as well. Show me the Eight of Swords, please. Show me the Eight of Swords. Show me the Eight of Swords. What's going on? Show me the Eight of Swords, please. Show me the Eight of Swords. Show me the Eight of Swords, please. The stars, the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles. My goodness, yes. There was always some confusion here about what we wanted, overthinking it. I am tying this to you simply because I do see the stars. However, it probably applies to you both a little bit. Absolutely. There was always some confusion here and talking ourselves out of trying to heal this thing or putting any sort of energy into it. We had the strength of will, the means, and the know-how to do it, the Nine of Pentacles. We have the experience to put our energy forward in a way that's declarative and healing and restorative. But we talked ourselves out of it time and time again. Okay? And it represents a very strong, deep desire within us to show this thing, this situation, or this person energy in the interest of constructive repairs. We knew we could. But through the filter of the Eight of Swords, all the sound and the theory that is our thoughts, we went, mm-mm. We overthought it. There's a reason I had such a huge emphasis on your energy over here. You do want this. You do. But it's maybe you needed an invitation first. I don't know. It's whatever that Ace of Pentacles is. It was some sort of recognition. I don't know. But it's like perhaps you felt you needed the invitation. Because you're telling me you're actually fully equipped. Fully equipped. And have the energy too with the Knight of Wands. That from an independent place, you would move your energy forward to heal this thing, but I don't think you allowed it with the Eight of Swords. You kept saying, I can't see it, I can't see it, I can't. Shut the whole thing down. I can't see that shit. There's no way. Yeah, there was a way. Very much so. Very much so. I think you were very much inclined to, and I think you very much stayed your hand. Okay? I do. I think you wanted to take a chance and risk and put yourself out there independently and say, I have the energy for this, I want to heal this, what's up? But our thoughts were too loud. And, but once you receive that invitation, it's like, okay, here it is. This is what I felt, and now I'm allowing myself to do it. So it seems like you're responding once you know that something's available to you, or they're showing you an interest in, I don't know what the hell this is to you. I haven't seen any identifying hallmarks, other than the fact that there's a, I don't even know that it's friendship. I'm not convinced of that. It doesn't feel that way. I mean, it could do. I'm seeing it literally more as I'm not cooperating anymore. That's it. And when somebody gets like that, it's usually because they don't see a way forward. Or they don't understand if they're being heard. Or rather, with that Three of Pentacles. With that Three of Pentacles, it's constructive efforts between at least two people, possibly more. So it's like my constructive efforts are not being recognized, and it got shut down. I can't keep doing this. And sometimes that does happen. Sometimes it does happen when our efforts for cooperation, friendship aren't recognized. I don't feel like I'm constructing with you appropriately. I feel like whatever my efforts aren't seen or recognized. Sometimes we shut things down. You, them, perhaps a little bit of both. But somebody here has that unique signature that says, my efforts here are not recognized. My cooperation is not recognized or appreciated. My side of things are not taken into equation. You don't see my efforts. Something like that. So somebody's saying that. So I can't quite tell what your two's connection is. That's really coming down to you. But I see a response to it is actually quite magnificent on the spiritual level. And they have a strong sense of, intuitively, I feel like this is correct. I want to mend my bridges. Something like that. I want to mend my bridges. Like I said, once they know, they know. Goodness me. It's a very decided person once they make up their mind. All right. Oh wait, was it this one? Oh, I'm so sorry. Am I meant to say something in here? It's not this deck. Yeah. Here it is again. Yeah, it's from this person's point of view, their Ace of Pentacles is their demonstration of opening their heart a little bit. Okay, vulnerability, some form of expression. Okay, something like that. Okay, back to my main deck. My main deck. That's my main deck. Sorry. That's what she said. Hi, if you're new to my channel, my name's Christina. I'm a little different. Happy to be so. I am, though. I'm sorry. I am that he said, she said person. I am. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Show me that Knight of Cups, please. Show me. Show me that Knight of Cups, please. Show me this emotional expression and vulnerability. Show me. Show me that Knight of Cups, please. Show me that Knight of Cups. Show me that Knight of Cups. Show me that Knight of Cups. Six of Cups. The Sun. Oh, Six of Swords. Oh, honey. Oh. I was wondering who the heck they were. I was wondering who the heck they were. I don't know. It's some kind of soul bond. Again, that could be anything to you. It doesn't have to be a relationship as a significant other, but it could be anything as far-reaching as a lover to a good friend that you've known a long time. Perhaps it's a little bit of both. I don't know. You two are kind of hesitant to show me directly what your relationship is. But not hesitant isn't bad. It's just like... perhaps it was just complex. And it had multiple layers in it, because I'm still looking for that definition. But other than the fact that you two have pretty darn good energy and contemplation of each other and what it is you would like to do spiritually. Your higher selves would like to do spiritually. We as humans are tasked with figuring out our actions and if they correlate with our energy. When we don't act in accordance to our energy, we become a little fragmented. I see what you wanted to do and what your mind would not allow. It could have been the other way around, but I do see them being the active person and generating something. So I don't know, but I know you've known this person a long time, and honestly, their energy feels pretty damn good to you. It feels warm. It feels warm. Upon reflection, their energy feels very warm. There's a certain warmth in this person. They do elicit memories of the past. And a sense of feeling like you could share unique things with this person. Because they're non-judgmental. They don't judge. They have a natural sort of sunny disposition attached to them, where they just seem to be open to discuss things. And there's some sweetness in that. But yes, they do represent memories of the past, and we are now headed back in that direction. We are now headed back in that direction. Again, what we thought was lost or finished is coming back. And it feels warm. It feels very warm. I know this is an intimate tarot, but I know, and that's coming. And a couple more rounds, Intimate Tarot's coming, I promise. And somebody's got some rockin', someone's got a nice storefront. Somebody's got a nice storefront. Someone's got a nice bust. It's lovely. Someone who's a little bit more on the side of mature in terms of age, I believe. But not too far. I don't quite know. Their eyes. Something about the eyes. There was always something about the eyes, honey. The eyes are everything, yeah? You know? I get women ask me all the time, well, what are you attracted to? Eyes. Everything else is subject to fill in the blanks. It's eyes. Everything's in the eyes. Everything's in the eyes. And I think that's where the best attraction starts. Truly. And if you can hold eye contact with that person, then you start making memories with them. You know? It all comes down to the eyes. No, that's me, though. I don't mean size or shape. I mean what's in them. You know, the lights might be on, but that doesn't mean anybody's home. You know what I'm saying? So, there you go. So, anyway, somebody has very sincere, warm eyes. Anyway, they represent a certain level of vulnerability we're expressing. And it feels good. I'm not saying you two are like peas and carrots and you're like this all the time. I'm saying it's just enough to start generating an active sort of warmth that we thought had passed. And it feels good. And I see us opening up. 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 I use plural a lot. I just do. It's out of habit. I use plural that way. I don't want... It's not comfortable, is it? And this is what you learn in counseling, too, to say you, or they. It's more beneficial, more beneficial to speak in terms of we and us. And I believe in that, and I see how it works. Because if we think about it, is there anything we're discussing that some of us haven't been through this before? You know? And I'm happy to report that this is quite lovely. And hopefully we get to experience it. You know? So the Eight of Wands, let's see that communication and a little more, and just a little bit more detail. Show me the Eight of Wands, please, which you've already reflected to me. Okay. Excuse me. This person who is the Emperor figure is, so I have the both of you here participating in this particular designation with the Eight of Wands. You're participating, so are they, in active communication. What this person and you felt was lost now feels a little bit more harmonious than how you left it. So that's a lovely example of acceleration in the positive, not the negative, okay? Sometimes tarot comes down to basic math principles. But I have more positivity here, and what's being left behind, in a very real sense, is that neither one of us care. That's actually not true, is it? You both cared quite a bit. Where we tried to remain emotionally detached and emotionally just not, no. I'm not feeling this anymore, I'm not, whatever this is. We know no, that's not true. So we're looking forward to, and with a strength of will, we can emotionally harmonize. You and I, we can talk. We can get on the same page. We can get on the same fucking page, right? And I think that's one of this person's goals, and I think it's one of your goals as well. And I think you were both kind of expressing that in your own way. I'd like to feel better than where we were. you know? I want to feel better than where we were. And they might have a firm heart, but they do indeed have a big one, I must say. Of course, you too. You might actually both have a little bit of Aries in your chart. But yeah, no, things are emotionally harmonizing in the right way. It may not be happily ever after, honey. But it's enough that you two feel pretty good about it. No, it's not like that. It's just the images on the card. It's the energy that's important here. So that's nice. Let's get that going. Let's kick it off, yeah? It looks like some of that activity has just started. This is curious. I want to see just a wee bit more on the reflection of the break. Oh, yeah, we got time. We got time. I only have 40 minutes. Yeah, we got time. I want to see the reflections more on the break here so I can better understand what they're thinking about it and why they decided to put an Ace of Pentacles forward, which again, I don't know what it looks like, but if you're on the receiving end of it, you already know. Or you will. How does that Five of Pentacles look in their eyes? Some of that break from their perspective. Some of that Five of Pentacles, please, to their perspective. I want to see if it ties back to this. Yeah, it was supposed to, I was told to look down. Yeah, it was supposed to come back around when it was supposed to come back around. Okay, that's Six of Cups and Judgment. It was the right time. Okay. Through that cycle, they have similar energy to yours. A King of Wands, over time, after the cycle, after the fact, whenever that happened, something was growing within them. What was growing within them, please? What was growing within this person, please? About walking away, emotionally detaching from the balance with you, and the Nine of Cups. They legitimately, okay, this is interesting. They really honestly felt it was the right thing to do, if that makes sense to you. They really honestly felt it was the right thing to do. They understood that after the cycle closed, with a growing sense of confidence. So that tells me they had a hard time understanding why they did what they did then. Except after the fact, when the cycle comes out, they had a growing sense of, I better understand why I did it. And at the time, I believe strongly that they felt that they could not communicate with you effectively or work with you effectively, so it got shut down. The details, again, are going to apply differently to each of you, and I know it's terribly vague, and I apologize for that, but they honestly felt it was best to not give so much to whatever this balance was that they had with you. That there was some sort of construct here where you two were connecting, but somebody remained distant from what was going on. Like they didn't appreciate the balance or what was being put into it, and they were too absent from that. That it was too absent. And so they felt strongly that this was probably the case. That there was a certain quality of effort that was not showing up here. That suggests it's not fair and it's not even. Again, somebody's efforts here felt like they were not recognized, or that their efforts weren't appreciated, or their point of view wasn't seen. Something like that. That's the only real thing I got. So it was like after the fact, they may not have known entirely why they shut it down in that moment. That's why they took a minute to contemplate it so darn hard. And that's often the case. Sometimes we shut things down we know it feels right at the time, even though we may not necessarily be able to articulate it. And that's where heavy contemplation comes in. So that's why I feel that Ace of Pentacles is legit, because this person told me, oh no, I took my time. I took my time to understand what I did, why I said what I said, why I did what I did, whatever. And I am now better prepared, okay, to kind of repair my bridges, because they do feel that this is their bridge with you. And you know how it is. You know how construction projects take, honey. When something breaks, sometimes it takes 6 months to fix it. I don't know. That's just how it is. You know, but that point is, I mean, what would you feel? What would you better trust? You know, someone who broke ties from you and turns right around 2 days later and says, I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry. And they haven't learned a damn thing. Or someone who took their time to appreciate why they did it and how. I don't really know. But somebody here clearly said, my efforts here they're not appreciated. They don't see me. They don't hear me. They don't get it. I gotta go. Right? And there's something about that who I believe it's them. Could be you. That after it closed out, they began to grow in confidence about what the heck happened. So they may not have been able to articulate it before, but they can now. But yeah, they said there's a certain quality within the balance that somebody was there showing up and present and the other person wasn't. It was very unfair. Or that's what they're saying is unfair, and that they can speak to that now. They couldn't speak to it before, but they can speak to it now. So when we had that Six of Pentacles, you, them, both of me showed that somebody was showing up more than the other person. The other person acted like I don't care, or I can't see, or I can't put any of myself into this. I'm meeting with you out of habit, or because we're used to it, but I'm not exactly invested in it. You know, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And the other person was like, but it's a big deal to me. So I'm saying it's not an accusation, honey. I asked what they were looking at in terms of the Five of Pentacles, what they were trying to unravel, what they were trying to understand, why they were holding on to it. So this person is showing me that they had to look at it, and they had to look at it hard, and to understand why that Five of Pentacles took place at all. Why the cycle took place at all. There you go. I got as much as I could off of that. But yeah, see, that's that's what we're talking about today. So, and it was a hardship for somebody. And that's a hard thing, you know. When you connect with somebody and you can clearly feel, but you maybe don't fully understand that it means more to one person than the other. And that's never a good feeling. And in which case, yeah, you're going to feel like your efforts aren't seen, or that your contribution is devalued, you know, or they're just not that important. So I don't know who that is, but they've been thinking about it hard. And this is kind of the delivery of their thoughts, as far as I can tell with the energies here. But the point is, if that's true, and you two really legitimately get in a position of talking, something like this might be discussed, yes. And that's what we want, though. We want that authenticity, okay? We want that authenticity to get out of that, well, I don't really care about this. Actually, I kind of do. We want that authenticity so we can generate authentic experiences, communications, and ensure things like this don't happen again. But again, you have to be the Gemini to know that you want it before you can accept it. Okay? Because I saw back here, and I believe this is you. You actually wanted to do what they're doing. I believe. You thought about it a couple of times. You actually want to do what they're doing. I believe. But we got, oh fuck, that's way too confusing. No. And there you go. So, if that's real, if that's what you really want to do, you will meet them in that space. And you know, there's things you probably want to know from them too. I could have just as easily clarified your side too, and be like, why do you feel this happened to you? You know, you have your reasons too. Or what were you doing or not doing? But I did theirs, and hopefully I scratched a little bit more under the surface about why they were contemplating it at all. There you go. Okay. Okay. I'm not a big fan of this one. It's a dual deck of messages of closures as well as the hidden truth oracles. I don't like vagueness, but every now and again I feel inclined to pick it up. Is there anything in here, please, for Gemini to assist or help Gemini, please? Is there anything in here to please assist Gemini? You speak to me through music. You two might have some sort of bond over music. You might discuss music a great deal. You might have very strong songs that really pull you into the memory of them or into their energy and vice versa. It's most likely a shared experience, but there's some sort of appreciation element over music. Okay? Please take care of yourself. Somebody's saying that to the other person. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. I left you while we were young. Interesting. You two might have known each other a long time. Probably felt it, some of you might have been felt too premature or immature. Sorry, I left you while we were young. I see things differently now. This isn't the first time this has happened. This isn't the first time this has happened. I see things differently now. Yes, I see that from their point of view, but there's something else here. You two knew each other when you were younger. Possibly, for some of you, yeah. I'm trying to pick up on that. This is for some of you, not all of you, but some of you had to exchange sides. For those of you who've had the cycle with this person perhaps more than once, was when you were both younger. You don't necessarily have to be youngish, as in, you know, teenagers or in your 20s. I mean younger than you are from when you last disconnected. It's like a fair exchange. Somebody disconnected, broke up with, I don't know, the first time. And they didn't see it for what it was, and then it was the second time around, it's that person's experience. It's like you two had to exchange sides. Somebody broke away the first time, time passed, reconnected, etc. And the second time, the other person did it. Kind of an exchange, role reversal. Seeing things from the other person's side about what it's like to be rejected or disconnected from. I don't know if it was dating. I just know that when you two were younger, that could be anything, honey. Because I saw a middle-aged reference to a woman, I believe. You two might have done this before, but you two got to reverse over time and see how leaving the other felt and the other person who had to do it. If you two have known each other as long as I believe you have, Six of Cups, Six of Cups, Six of Cups, sure. You might have had this exchange before. I'm breaking it off with you, and the other person hurts, but it's unresolved. Okay. and they desired to reconnect, but it wasn't their place. Whatever happens over time happens a second time, and now the other person does it. It's not out of spite or revenge. It's one of those things, sometimes you have to see things in the reversal in order to understand each other. But also for that same effect, why you connected at all. Sorry, that's for some of you, not all of you. It's just, I couldn't quite figure out your two's relationship. But I've seen you've known each other a while. Well, now that you know what it's like to break each other's hearts. And it's never that way at the time, is it? When we break from somebody, it's never your intention to hurt them. It's to kind of like, this is what I need to do for me. And we have to sometimes change shoes or switch sides and do role reversal so we can understand the impact in each other's lives, what we learned from it, and how we're better for it, you know? Something like that. Was there anything else? I see things differently now. It's like, now that you've both kind of experienced it, maybe, I don't know. That came in at the 11th hour, so I apologize. You take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay? That's for some of you, not all of you. You will get through this, yes, of course. I'm with our ancestors. I love you unconditionally. Okay. It sometimes feels like you or your person, your ancestors speak to you, and they tell you that you'll be fine. You will get through this. But yeah, somebody here probably expresses some sort of unconditional love. I don't know. Could be you, them, the both of you. Perhaps a little bit of both. And maybe that's why you can sometimes refit. Because maybe at the end of this, why you two are so heavily soul bonded is because there's things in there that just make you two a fit. You know? And if two people really want to work through their shit, as long as somebody's willing to bring it forward, there's no reason you can't. Okay, there you go. Okay. Alright, when does that penny drop? It looks like it's already has, but we're going to take a look anyway. Show me that extra. Take these time checks with a grain of salt. I often think about dismissing them. It happens when it happens. Exactly. For some of you, the second is important, or it's 2 weeks from now, or 2 weeks ago, perhaps 2 days ago, or the second of what month I could not say. But that's when, for some of you, literally that Ace of Pentacles dropped. Okay? Okay. Okay, the 7th might be important. The 6th, that's pretty succinct. 67. I don't know why that's important, but okay. The 6th, the 7th, 67 is okay. The 15th, the 10th, the 25th. Ace of Swords a week. Yeah, we're processing the 7th, like I said. Okay, somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. So I know some of you really want to know if it's a bad thing. If it's a bad thing, is it a bad thing? Is it a bad thing? And the Gemini I'm looking at, it says it would actually make you feel better to balance than not. And that some of you or the other person has been ruminating on this for a long time. We try to force ourselves to feel better, sneak away from those thoughts, but it was growing with us regardless. And like I said, Gemini I'm looking at, you actually want this, and you talked yourself out of it a couple of times. Okay. Queen of Cups, King of Wands, Queen of Swords. I got some truth in here. We got the energy for this, the stamina, the wisdom, and the heart to do it. 3 of the best players right there. Okay. And opening up towards it. Let's just go ahead and call it spring. Yeah. The 3 of Cups almost dropped in there. Let's just go ahead and call it spring. March. Some of it is very specific dates. I don't know why the 2nd is so important to some of you, but there you go. There you go. 4, 6, 7, 15th, 10, 7. Yeah, it's pretty consistent. All right. Intuitive, yes, someone here is highly intuitive. I've seen that a couple of times. The crown. Someone wears the crown, high importance, possibly for some of you, one of you, your person, I don't know. Someone wears the crown. It's going back to the Emperor and Empress energy. Knowing the worth, standing in the power. This is what I feel I need to do. This is one of the good times I've seen the Emperor in the correct position. People keep using him incorrectly, which is irritating. But ownership and then worth, knowing your self-worth, knowing what your value is. And of course, earth signs in the general sense, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, the busy bee. Yes, I know, it's like you are both very, very busy people. I have two elements of being rushed and busy and productivity. It's somebody feels like they never have any time, and the other person is very fruitful, but also busy. Heart with the nurse's cap, healing by heart. Bat, for some of you, the bat is simply confirmation of what you see, an animal, or the spiritual essence of the thing. The bat has very unique radar, very unique. That's how they hone in on what they hone in on. They're just signals between you two that really only make sense between you and them. And then, like me, you could just live in an area that has a high population of bats, and that's confirmation. Okay. Any letters here? Spirit, can you get some letters? C, O, X. The cat, again, highly intuitive. Spatula. That's funny, the way it landed on that Three of Pentacles. Possibly this person you're connected to, or you yourself. You are a cook. That's your profession. It's a hobby. Spatula, you could be cooking right now. I don't know, but it's funny how it landed on that. That's funny. You identify your person with cooking, maybe, or they identify you with cooking. And then, of course, big masculine glasses. These always make me smile. They're so cute. Okay. Oh, X. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Okay. X, C, O. Wasn't there another one? I think that's it. Okay. Then I hope this was helpful. You and Aquarius just killed it. I'm going to jump on over to Libra, see how they're doing. But I'm very pleased for you both. I really like the energies here and the willingness to try. And more than the willingness to try, you genuinely want to. For some reason, we couldn't. You wanted to. What they're doing, I believe the Gemini I'm looking at, you wanted to do this. But it's kind of like... I don't know. But you didn't, and it got shut down. Maybe you felt you needed the invitation. Perhaps you didn't know, but you're very much inclined to. And it's like once you receive it, you're like, okay, let's do it. Okay? I hope this was helpful to you. You put in the comments as you see fit, like always. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. The next round of readings will be the 3-month overview. One of my favorites. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you, but I could use a break from all the love energies. Just let things settle for a minute. Let's just let things settle for a minute and let the energies recoup, and let's see how they pan out, yeah? And then I'll see you at your 3-month overview. After that is Intimate Tarot. You guys, take care. Be well.